Joseph Borrell has expressed hope that a ceasefire will be reached between Israel and Hamas to stop the ongoing conflict in Gaza. On his discussion with U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken during a visit to Washington, Mr. Borrell said the U.S. insists on the release of all Israeli hostages by Hamas for the ceasefire to be a lasting one.
Israel intends to move 1.4 million displaced Palestinians from Gaza's southern city of Rafah to humanitarian enclaves before the planned military assault there. Civilians will be directed towards humanitarian islands that will provide temporary housing, food, water, and other necessities. Most of Gaza's 2.3 million people have been forced from their homes, with many driven into sprawling tent camps. Rafah is Gaza's main entry point for aid. The atmosphere in Jerusalem is tense and nervous at the start of the Muslim holy month of fasting. With no ceasefire in sight in Gaza, the war casts a long shadow over what is supposed to be a month of celebration. Anyone traveling to the Al-Aqsa Mosque to pray is checked extra thoroughly by Israeli security forces. Hundreds of Palestinians were denied entry to the mosque despite Prime Minister Netanyahu's promises that there will be no restrictions. Those who were not allowed in had to pray in the streets. Meanwhile, EU Foreign Policy Chief Joseph Borrell expressed hope on Thursday that a ceasefire can be soon reached between Israel and Hamas to stop the ongoing conflict in Gaza. On his discussions with the U.S. Secretary of State Antony Blinken during a visit to Washington, Borrell said that the U.S. insists on the release of all Israeli hostages by Hamas for the ceasefire to be a lasting one. Israel has waged a deadly military offensive on the Gaza Strip since an October 7 cross-border attack by the Palestinian group Hamas, in which some 1,200 people were killed. The Israeli war has pushed 85% of Gaza's population into internal displacement amid a crippling blockade of most food, clean water and medicine. More than half of Gaza's population is now sheltering in Rafah, which borders Egypt, after fleeing the north and center of the enclave. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu insists it is necessary to advance into Rafah to destroy Hamas' remaining military battalions.